Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well as you are watching today's video. I really wanted to sit down and share with you 5 health tips that you can start incorporating into your life in order to really start seeing some major differences in your overall health. I think one of the things that we can all agree on is that our health is truly important. Health is wealth, and without it we have nothing. And I think that after you finish hearing all these 5 health tips, you will have a different perspective when it comes to health, because the things that I'm going to talk about, not that many people are really talking about them. Also, you will have a really good idea of how to start living a healthier lifestyle. When we start wanting to live a healthier lifestyle, we get this idea in our head that we have to start eating salads, we have to eat low carb, we have to start counting our calories and counting our macros perhaps. We have to start taking supplements like protein shakes and pre-workout that we see other people take, or that we have to go to the gym and spend endless amounts of hours just doing cardio or just doing really intense workouts, because this is what we see and what we hear people talk about all the time. And that's also another reason why I wanted to create this video for you guys, because it doesn't have to be that hard. And in the past, people have come to me confused because they know that they want to start living a healthier lifestyle and they want to start being more healthy, but they have no idea where to start. And I've been there. I spent so many years doing all the things, and today I just really wanted to break things down for you in a simple and easy way to understand, and most importantly, give you some actionable steps that you can start taking in order to meet those health goals. I can guarantee that once you start implementing these things into your daily life, you will start to feel so much better. Your mood will improve. That bloated and puffy feeling that you have all the time will start to go away. Periods will be easier, your skin will be clearer, and if weight loss is something that you want for yourself, it will start becoming very effortless for you once you start applying these tips. So let's go ahead and get started. Tip number 1 in becoming the healthiest version of ourselves is, instead of paying attention to things like the calories and the macros of a specific item at the grocery store, let's start paying attention to the ingredient label. What is actually in our food? Because I know that in the past, when I wanted to start living a healthier lifestyle, I would focus on things like the calories, the fat, the carbs, and the protein of a specific item at the grocery store. And the packaging, you guys, it was so attractive. And I would see words on the packaging like low fat, reduced sugar or sugar-free. What are a couple of other ones? Natural. We see natural all the time, high protein, or only 100 calories. And we see all of these buzzwords and we start thinking to ourselves, well, this item sounds like it's really gonna help me out with meeting my health and fitness goals. And once I started paying attention to the ingredient label and was more mindful of it, I was able to lose weight effortlessly. I know that the items that we eat nowadays can sometimes have ingredients in them that can be affecting our gut health, our hormonal health, our weight, our skin, our mood. All of these ingredients could be really affecting us. But once we start paying attention to ingredients, it can make a world of a difference. The other thing that I have done in the past in my channel is I have done healthy grocery hauls, which I highly recommend you watch. I've gone to grocery stores like Walmart, Target, Trader Joe's, Fresh Thyme, and Whole Foods, and all the items that I talk about in those specific videos all have some amazing ingredients. The other 2 videos that I have done in the past on my channel, I talk about 10 total things that could be affecting your gut health, and in those specific videos I address specific ingredients that could be causing your bloating issues. If you are interested in watching any of those videos, I will leave them linked down below in the description. Tip number 2 kind of goes hand in hand with the first tip about ingredients, and that is to avoid inflammatory oils. So examples of inflammatory oils are going to be things like canola, corn, cottonseed, soybean, vegetable oils. Why we want to make healthier swaps when we see these oils in the ingredient label or if we're cooking with them. It's important to make a healthier swap because our body uses fat to create hormones like estrogen and progesterone. And oil is a fat source. Our brain is primarily made up of fat as well. So if we think about it, if we are consuming inflammatory oils on a consistent basis, it could be affecting things like our hormonal health and our brain health, which is something that we definitely don't want to do. So at this point, you're probably wondering what some healthy fat sources or what some healthy oils are going to include. So I'm gonna go quickly grab them and I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, so I have all of my healthy fat sources here next to me. I'm gonna start off with coconut oil. Now this I did get from Trader Joe's, but I have purchased coconut oil from Aldi in the past. So if you like grocery shopping at Aldi, you can find their brand of coconut oil there. And usually when I use coconut oil, I like to mainly use it when I'm baking something. Every now and again, I will use it to cook my eggs, or if I'm making a veggie sheet pan, I will use coconut oil. It does have a slight coconut taste, so just keep that in mind when you're cooking with it. But if you don't want a coconut taste, I will put a coconut oil here on the side that I have heard good things about. And even though it is still coconut oil, it is triple filtered, so that coconut taste isn't going to be as apparent as it is in a regular coconut oil. The next thing is going to be some high quality butter. This is from Organic Valley. It's their pasture raised butter. And typically when you buy butter, you will notice in the ingredient label that it will have some of those inflammatory oils that we just talked about. So do yourself a favor and get some high quality butter. The next thing is going to be ghee. Now this is from the brand Fourth and Heart. It is their Himalayan pink salt ghee. If you have issues with dairy, this could be an awesome option for you to try. Basically what it is it's clarified butter. So it still will have that buttery taste, but the milk solids have been removed. I like to put it in my bone broth, and I also like to make some crispy potatoes with this. The next two oils are going to be from the brand Epic, and this is their beef tallow and their duck fat. And finally, the last oil that I have up here is avocado oil. This is from the brand Chosen Foods, and I like to purchase this at Walmart for such an awesome price point. As far as avocado oil goes, it doesn't taste like anything. And the oil that I don't have up here is extra virgin olive oil. I just haven't stocked up on it, but you can also find that at Aldi. One thing that you'll notice with all of these fat sources is that they come in bottling that is in glass, and then the avocado oil and the extra virgin olive oil will come in this darker glass bottling. And if you pay attention to the oils that we just talked about that are more on the inflammatory side, those are typically in clear plastic bottling. Tip number 3 to becoming a healthier version of yourself is to balance blood sugar levels. There are a lot of us out there right now, and this used to be me, that are just on this blood sugar roller coaster, and it's making us feel absolutely miserable. When our blood sugar levels are not in balance, we are going to be putting a lot of stress on our bodies, and it can create a lot of hormonal issues for us. So some of the things that we may also experience when we are on this blood sugar roller coaster is we can feel shaky, we can feel dizzy, we can feel hangry. I'm sure a lot of us are very familiar with that feeling. And we also can be feeling things like that mid-afternoon crash around 1 or 2 o'clock. And we won't be able to think straight because we'll have some sort of brain fog going on. These are things that you can experience when your blood sugar levels are not in balance. So you might be wondering, how do you balance your blood sugar levels? What we want to do is we want to be eating a whole foods, nutrient dense type of diet. And we will already be doing that when we're paying attention to the ingredient label, which I talked about in the very first tip. So ingredients are very, very important. The other thing that we'll want to keep in mind is we want to be eating on a consistent basis. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that I eat within 3 to 4 hours at a time. And I like to also incorporate a snack throughout the day. The last way that we want to help balance our blood sugar levels is by incorporating a healthy fat, a healthy carb, and healthy protein in each meal. We aren't necessarily counting our macronutrients, but we just want to ensure that there is a healthy fat, a healthy carb, and a healthy protein in each meal. Tip number 4 is to manage stress levels as much as possible. I know that for a lot of us out there, it is really hard to just slow down. And personally for me in the past, it has affected my digestive health and it has made me really bloated. So this is just a friendly reminder to do what you have to do in order to manage those stress levels. I won't go into all the ways that I like to do that here in this specific video because I have done a video like this in the past. And in that specific video, I talk about 7 different ways that I like to manage my stress levels. So I will leave that link down below if you do want to check that out. Before I go on to the next tip, if you are enjoying today's video, please be sure to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe because in the coming weeks, I will be creating a bunch of videos where I share with you some healthy swaps. And because I have so many, I will have to divide those up into 3 or 4 parts. This next tip is going to be to get some movement in. And no, this does not mean going to the gym and doing endless amounts of cardio. It also does not mean going to the gym and doing a ton of high intensity types of workouts. This is not what that means. I think that as women, we have this idea in our head that we need to push harder and harder to meet our health and fitness goals. So when I say to get some movement in, I'm talking about going outside and taking a 15 to 30 minute walk. I love taking walks outside. I'm able to just let the sun hit my face, get some of that vitamin D. I feel much more balanced when I go for a walk. And I think that we forget how healing and how helpful that can be, especially when we have a lot of stress on our plate or we are trying to heal our hormones. Going out for a walk can be really, really beneficial. So to recap everything that we have talked about today, some things that we can do to become healthier versions of ourselves are going to include 1, paying attention to the ingredient label. Tip number 2 is going to be to avoid inflammatory oils. Tip number 3 is going to be to balance blood sugar levels. Number 4 is to manage stress as much as possible. And number 5 is to get some movement in. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye, guys.